I feel like some of us need a little extra grandma love and attention right now. I feel like some of us are struggling with the heaviness of the world at this moment. And there's a couple grandmas that kind of wanted to step forward and remind you of your strength and remind you of the power that you have. Now, of course, a couple of these grandmas are going to fit, right? And some of them, some of us didn't have grandmas like these, but they're like taking us all in. I feel like they're opening their arms and just embracing. And there's those grandmas that did. They like loved and nurtured everybody in the neighborhood. They were that house that you went to on Halloween that had that special smile, or that was the house that if no one else had a water hose, you could use theirs because they'd let you go on the property even though they would act like they weren't there. If you needed that water, they'd have bottled water out front for you, type of thing. Like, they always found a way to help the kids of the neighborhood, even when they weren't their kids. Like, even when their kids were grown up and they had grandkids, but they didn't see them that often. They were that family. They were the ones that just gave love and nurturing to everybody. And they want you to remember that you can give yourself that love and nurturing that you need and that you desire and that you miss. Because I feel like someone's like, Grandma, I just miss you. I just need you. And they're reminding you that you can give yourself that love. You can give yourself that nurturing that you are so desperately missing right now because life is just lifing and it's getting way too tough. So remember that. I feel specifically there was one grandma who used to make a little specialty. I feel like it was very cinnamony, especially when you were little, and I think the extra special, now I can see it better. When you were little, she put whipped cream on top of the tea. But when you got older, and I want to say over 18, sometimes 21, but I do feel like once you hit 18, she would put a little extra shot of something in there to help you. And I'm not sure if it was like a fireball because I feel it's very cinnamony. And I want to say Snops, but I know Snops is peppermint, so I don't know if there was something else, but I feel like there was a little something to make that tea a little special, to help you get through the day, to help you, like when the world seemed too much, this was that little extra special that helped you. Now I feel like the other grandma that came through, please ignore my child, I've told him 3 times to stop yelling. But for this other grandma who had come through, this one, she had a way of making the world stop. She just had a way that when she talked to you, it was like the world took a pause. And she gave you enough of that calmness that you needed. Like the world stopped spinning for an hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to an hour, where you were just engulfed with love and acceptance. And I feel like you need that little extra acceptance right now because you're feeling very out of shape. I keep hearing like fish out of water. So you're feeling a lot like you're a fish out of water. This is new territory for you, but you feel like it, you know that it's right, but it's just so different from what you've ever been taught. And I feel like you also, for this one person, there's a few of us feeling the same way, I think. You were kind of questioning, is this right? Would they be proud of me? Or would they, like you were wondering what they would do. And this is your sign. They would love you like they always did. Right or wrong, you always had their love. Right or wrong, you always had that unconditional love. Now, a lot of the times it helped to kind of punch in the right direction or the more positive one for you because you deserved 100% in your world. You didn't deserve the meanness to yourself and you didn't deserve any damage. So if they thought you were kind of going to keep hearing, like, if they thought you were going towards the cliff, they would find a way to pull you out of it. So I do feel there's been a couple talks where they would talk you out of making some bad decisions, but they did it in such a way that it just felt so loving and it didn't feel judgmental at all. And I feel like you needed to hear that. And there's a few of us that may have never gotten that, but we need right now in this moment the non-judgmental, the acceptance of being who we are. And I feel like they're giving that to us. So there's a lot of spirits on the other side with that grandpa loving energy of that's just there for you. I feel like to bring the grandpa up, someone keeps doing like the quarter behind the ears type of thing, or I got your nose, like the fun little cheeky things that would make you smile, because that's what I feel he's doing. He's doing the little things to make you smile, which I keep seeing, like if you'd cut your knee or you'd scrape yourself, if you'd get hurt. So this was like if you would fall down and get hurt at Grandma and Grandpa's place, Grandma was the one that would clean it up, and Grandpa was the one that would make you laugh on the other side so you weren't seeing what Grandma was doing. Like that's the type of connection that I hear. And then as I said that, someone else goes, it was vice versa for us. So whatever it was for you, because I feel there was another one that Grandma was the one, like, tell me your life story, tell me all about yourself, and Grandpa would mess with the stuff, and she'd like do a lot of like it's funny because I see a lot of like just philosophical questions at such a young age. So if any of those are the message from your grandma and grandpa, just know that they're watching over you and they're sending love to you. And for those of us that need that little extra, give yourself some extra love today. Give yourself a little extra acknowledgement. It's hard to life. It's hard to go through when things seem to be falling apart and it seems not to be the world that you signed up for, not the life that you thought you were going to live. You need that extra love, but you're doing a great job. So give yourself that pat on the back. Give yourself that grace to know you're doing the best you can with what you have in the moment. So give yourself a little bit extra understanding. All right. Sending love, everybody.